Do you find yourself stuck in the "I'm doing everything right, but she's still not happy" relationship saga? You're complimenting her, you're giving her surprises, and doing everything right, but she's still stuck in a meh zone. If your relationship has got the case of blues, then there's a high chance that you're not speaking her love language, and that's why she's not feeling loved. So ditch your annoyance and frustration, because this video will take your relationship blues away. What are love languages? How can you make your woman feel loved in the best way possible? Let's watch the love vibes get real. What's the secret to love that lasts? In the world of relationships, there are these game-changing things called love languages. 5 of them, to be precise. But what are love languages? In simple terms, think of them like the personalized dictionaries of affection. Each of these languages represents a different way people like to express and receive love. According to Dr. Gary Chapman, the mastermind behind the 5 love languages, the secret to love that lasts, cracking the code to a lasting relationship involves mastering these love languages. It's not about Shakespearean sonnets or grand gestures. Making a relationship work and last is all about finding which love language speaks volumes to you and your partner. Think about it. If you're not on the same love language page as she is, you might be missing the target without even realizing it. It's similar to shooting arrows in the dark. Sure, you're trying your best, but are you hitting the mark? There's a high chance you're not. Couples therapist Angela Amias, co-founder of Alchemy of Love, sees love languages as a compass guiding people to express love in ways that truly resonate with their partners. In her words, it goes back to ways of paying attention. So what are these magical love languages? How can you practice them to make your woman feel loved? Let's dig deeper. Words of affirmation. The first out of 5 languages is simple, words of affirmation. These are verbal expressions of care and love that make your partner feel appreciated and loved. An example of this is an "I love you," or "You're awesome," or "I appreciate you doing the dishes." Now, how do you figure out whether your woman's love language is heartfelt compliments and words of appreciation? Firstly, you have to start by observation. Does she thrive and feel content when you express your love towards her with words? Does she feel a bit deflated when negativity creeps in? If the answer is yes, welcome to the realm of verbal expressions of love. If you've discovered that your partner's heart is tuned to the language of compliments and affirmations, here's what you need to do. You need to keep those genuine compliments flowing. Think about it like giving your relationship a dose of verbal vitamins. A trick to master this and fully utilize this love language is to be specific and personal. You need to go beyond the standard "you're great" or "I love you." For instance, tell her what you feel she did great today. It could look something like this: "You rocked that presentation today," or "Thank you for taking care of the dog when I was outside." See, that sounds like it's coming from the heart. So if she's a fan of the spoken love language, keep those positive vibes coming. Share your appreciation, generously sprinkle compliments, and watch her become happier. Quality time. Welcome to the world of the second love language, quality time. Now, quality time can mean a lot of things for different people, but here's the general outlook for someone whose love language revolves around quality time. If she's the type who values full-on, undistracted attention and feels rejuvenated after a few hours of good company, her love language is quality time. For her, it's not just about being in the same room. It's about being fully present in the moment. What does that mean? Simple. TV off, cell phone tucked away, no distractions allowed. Now, if this sounds like your partner, here's the lowdown. Canceled plans and the lack of genuine listening can sting. Imagine planning a perfect night out and having it rain on your parade. So the important question is, how do you make the quality time magic happen? For starters, put away your screens and make eye contact. It's not rocket science, but it's genuine relationship gold. If you're prone to spending more time with your laptop than her, it's time for a rethink. To make things easier, you can ask her what she'd like to do together, and you make it happen. For those who speak the language of quality time, it's not just about doing things together. It's about doing things you both enjoy, whether it's a leisurely walk or a Netflix night with a platter of nachos. The key is to be fully engaged, because, let's face it, having a distracted partner is like trying to have a conversation during a rock concert. Not ideal. After all, in the language of love, being present speaks volumes. Receiving gifts. We all enjoy a good gift. There's no lie in that. But for people whose love language is receiving gifts, a good and thoughtful gift is a cherry on top. Before you mistake this type of person for being an extremely materialistic person, let's break this language a little bit. For her, gifts aren't about price tags. They're essentially about the love, thought, and effort that went into choosing these gifts. Missed birthdays, forgotten anniversaries, or generic gifts are nothing but a half-hearted high five when she was expecting a bear hug. So what can you do to make her feel loved? Be intentional about your gifts. A card, some hand-picked flowers, or a heartfelt note can do the trick. Think about it as expressing your love with tangible tokens of appreciation. For people who speak the language of receiving gifts, attending an event that's important to them, or gifting them their favorite book is just as much a gift as a shiny new electronic device. The trick lies in making her feel cherished through these tokens. You're offering her a visual symbol of affection, the one you have carefully chosen to make her feel special. The best example of such love language is Jim's way of expressing her love for Pam from The Office. When you're on the hunt for a gift for her next time, try reminding yourself that it's all about the sentiment. A gift as simple as a framed receipt from your first date will make her feel she's on the moon. Acts of service. Now let's talk about the fourth love language, acts of service. If you've observed that her motto is "actions speak louder than words," she might just speak this love language. She'll feel the most loved when you do thoughtful deeds that make her life a bit easier and more enjoyable. The famous TikTok trend of orange peel theory that's doing rounds on the internet is an example of this love language. If she asks you to peel an orange for her, you do it without a second thought. But what's the magic formula to conquer this sort of language? It could be as simple as lending her a helping hand, tackling dishes so she can kick back and relax, or taking out the trash without being asked, or filling up the gas tank. If this is her love language, you can start showing her love by booking her an appointment or grabbing dinner on the way back home. For those who favor this love language, it's not just about getting things done. It's about the love and care that goes into lightening the load. These small actions speak volumes, and they have the charm of making your partner feel truly cared for. Physical touch. The fifth and final primary love language is physical touch. Now don't let your mind jump straight to the bedroom, because this love language goes beyond the sheets. Sure, sex is a part of it, but it's not the start or end of it. A person who speaks the language of physical touch finds solace and joy in hugs, holding hands, and thoughtful touches. They feel closeness and security when they're physically connected. So what's the deal? How do you make her feel truly loved if she speaks this language? Well, physical expressions of love come in all forms. You just have to figure out what works best with communication and trial and error. It can be a sweet back scratch or a passionate kiss. The thing is that if her love language is this, she'll read into every touch as a sign of affirmation and bonding. She thrives on the power of connection. If she doesn't receive this kind of attention, she'll feel isolated and hurt. So if this is her language, remember to make an active effort to cuddle, hold hands, kiss, and hug regularly. It's the best way to show her you love her truly. The benefits of speaking her language. Now that we've uncovered the secrets of love languages, let's talk about why tending to your partner's love language is super important. Yes, of course, it'll make her feel loved and appreciated. But how can it benefit your relationship holistically? Firstly, you need to engage in behaviors that sync up with her love language. Why? Simply because this is the best way of showing her that she matters to you. Her happiness is your top priority. Further, to make this love language work, you need to be curious about her. What makes her feel good? Observe and act on it. However, if you're bad at playing detective, there's no shame in asking her. This will save you tons of trial and error. When she's going above and beyond to speak your love language, don't just ignore it. Practice reciprocation, but also express appreciation in the form of words for her effort. Such a kind of positive reinforcement will make her more likely to keep on doing these gestures. What do you think is your partner's love language? Tell us in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.